It's the Joel Shit Show, featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. Well, I guess I can turn the light on. That won't hurt. It's really hot outside today. It's 97 degrees. They forecast 84. They were wrong. But it's only 89 inside the house. It's much cooler. And I took a shower, so I feel alright. Last night, returned from a 1-week absence to play hockey, and we were up by 4 points with 2 games to play over the 2 second-place teams, and we were playing one of the second-place teams. And we went out there, and we quickly fell behind 3-0. We cut it to 3-2, and then we gave up 2 more goals to make it 5-2, and then we scored a goal to make it 5-3, and that's the score we lost by. I was a -3 in the game, and I mostly played wing left and right. Maybe a couple shifts at center, but not many. We just needed one more scorer, and the other team, their better players showed up and their worst players didn't, which means that there was more ice time for the better players, and they just played better than we did. So now we're ahead of them by 2 points with 1 game to play. The other second-place team played the last-place team in the second game, but it was a forfeit. That second-place team didn't have enough players, so they automatically lost. So that means they're out of the running for the number 1 seed. I played on the other team, and we lost 4-0, and I was a -2. I played a lot of wing again and a little bit of center, just like the first game. There were only 8 players in the second game, and one of the main guys on that team said to me on the bench, if you want to play extra, you can play all you want. And I was like, all right. So by the third period, I was pretty tired. I'm actually a little sore today. So I got all the exercise I wanted, though. So that was nice. But yeah, I had a couple of shots on goal, and that was it. I need a certain amount of offensive help on the line that I'm on, because I only can do so much myself. But defensively, I played pretty well. There was 1 goal that went in that I wasn't really proud of when I was the center. But other than that, I did okay. It's just, you play as a team, and sometimes things don't work out. So going into the last game of this regular season, we're up by 2 points over the second-place team. We still control our own destiny. All we have to do is tie, and we have the number 1 seed. If they don't win, it doesn't matter what we do. I don't remember whose game is first, but we'll see what happens. The advantage of having the number 1 seed instead of the number 2 seed is that in the first week of the playoffs, you have a game downstairs. And in the second and third weeks of the playoffs, you have the early game. 1 seed is always downstairs and always has the first game, the 9 p.m. game, not the 10:15 p.m. game. The 2 seed only has 1 9 p.m. game, and that's when they're on the road. And then the other 2 games are 10:15. So you want to be the 1 seed if you want the early games. And I don't like getting home at midnight, so it really means a lot to me. No one else on the team seems to care. We definitely have the most talent if everyone shows up. But if certain players don't show up from certain teams, it can cause an issue. But we'll see what happens. I'm not ready for the playoffs to start. We had a couple of new players show up. 1 new player showed up, some guy named Marcus. He's definitely an athletic guy. He plays football and baseball. He's just learning hockey. And he is still working out on his skates. But when he gets his body going in the right direction, he's pretty fast. He is going to be very good. We'll probably get him for 1 season next season, and he'll move up to mixed or intermediate because he'll be too good for us. But for now, it's fun to watch him get better, and it's frustrating too because he's naturally so much better than I am. But good for him. But we'll see how things go. I still think we've got a good shot to win it all, but it's just going to be a matter of who shows up. With the season that ends in the summer, vacation has more to do with it than the season that ends in the winter, because the team that's in second place right now, if the right people show up, they're unstoppable. But with everyone on vacation in July, we could show up and there could only be 3 or 4 players there, and then we would win by forfeit, and we'll see what happens. All we can do is go out and play the best we can. That's all we can do. Let's see. Before all that, I did my shift for Yahoo, and I did other stuff too, or something I was going to tell you about. I can't think of it right now. Oh, wow, World Cup. U.S. and Ghana. Well, what can you say? Ghana won. And then South Korea and whoever it is that they lost to, it was one of the Guays. Must have been Paraguay. Or, Uruguay, because Paraguay's playing Japan on Tuesday. So Uruguay and South Korea, man, when South Korea tied it up, I was like, all right, here we go. And then 5 minutes later, psh. And then with the U.S., first half, and then in the first period of extra time, same shit within 5 minutes. Oh, look, another goal for the other team because they weren't paying attention. I consider that to be bad coaching, but we'll see what happens with all that. But, yeah, it is what it is. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel at joelshitshow.com.